Dive into summer with Vizcaya Swimwear. Stylish, comfortable, unforgettable. Make a splash with Vizcaya Swimwear. Discover your beauty with Lady Code Cosmetics. Bold colors, flawless finishes. Unleash your confidence with Lady Code. Hello and welcome back to Misrepresented. I'm your host, Lisa Opie, and before we get into today's guest, I have to thank PinkApple Dresses for dressing both of us today. We are going for a purple vibe, and it's so cute. So our guest this week is Jada Kelly, who is now your Miss Vizcaya Swimwear. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course. I feel like we have so much to catch up on.
Yes, a lot has happened.
A lot has happened. Where do we want to start? Probably Vizcaya, because that was like the most recent.
Yes, let's recap on Vizcaya Swim Week. I had so much fun this year. So I've been to Vizcaya 3 years in a row.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yes. 2 years ago was the first time I competed, and I came back. I placed in the top 12, and I came back to help a photographer, Reza, as his assistant, just because I was competing for Miss Earth USA, and I really wanted to focus on that. Although you can compete for both, I must throw that out there. You can compete for both, and it's a lot of fun, but I just wanted to put all my focus on Miss Earth USA at the time.
Yeah.
I still had lots of fun when I was just as an assistant. I was still able to go to the dinners and hang out with all the girls. Right. But then I just wanted to come back one last time and compete, and I captured the crown.
And here you are. So your first year, how was everything? How were your expectations going into it? Like not knowing anything. What was your whole experience like the first time?
The first time I just knew that it was a lot different than a typical pageant, so I wasn't as stressed, and I didn't really have to prepare as much.
But it's in the best way,
yes,
right? I feel like everyone, it's like a fun event.
Yeah,
it's not
a
even
lot
a pageant.
more fun, a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
You can really just hang back and relax by the pool when you have downtime, which is really nice, just because you can like focus on yourself and be like, okay, well, I have a couple hours to get ready for my interview. Let me practice a couple questions, and you don't have to like prepare months in advance for this competition.
Yeah. How was the interview the first time?
I think a little scary.
Just really? Was it scary? It's not supposed to be scary.
Well, just because personally, I just have always been nervous about interview, and I've always had interview coaches help me through my interview because I always get a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
So since that was my first time, I just didn't know what to expect. So that's why it was a little bit scary for me. But the judges were always super friendly and welcoming, and they just really want to get to know you as a person and your personality. They're not drilling you about questions about politics or anything like that.
Yeah, that's good. It's a little less nerve-wracking. Yeah. Okay, and then you came back to help Reza. Do you feel like helping and kind of seeing how the behind the scenes worked helped you kind of know what Vizcaya is looking for? Was it like a little cheat sheet being behind the scenes?
I don't think it really was a cheat sheet, just because I was mainly helping with only photo shoots. So I was just helping the girls with posing. I've been a model since I was 16 years old, so I kind of know what poses look best in a swimsuit. And I was just the moral support for the girls that were there for their first time modeling in a bikini, and just kind of gave them a little support and encouragement. I helped with their makeup, or if they needed help with their hair or anything like that, I was just kind of there for them. So
yeah,
it was nice.
Outside when you're shooting, it does get kind of windy, so they need help with the hair, and I'm like, literally worst case, just go in the water and wet it.
Yes,
like bulletproof.
Being an assistant, I will say I had put in a lot more work working as an assistant than actually competing in the
was it more stressful?
It was a little. I was there from like 6 a.m. in the morning until like 2 p.m.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it could be worse, so you could have an office job.
Right. I did have lots of fun, but I took a really long nap afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I bet. Did people think you were competing?
I did get a few questions like, why aren't you competing? I'm like, don't worry, like
I'm
just here to help. like I'm not your competition or anything. I'm just here to help the photographers out. Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. I love Reza and his team too. I feel like Vizcaya brings in the best energy and like the best team and the best photographers, and it's just like such a fun event, like I feel like you don't really feel a lot of pressure, and I hope
Yeah.
it's never like that.
Oh no, no pressure at all. And then you walk away with so many pictures. You shoot with 5 different photographers. Each photographer has their own different style.
Yeah.
If you ask, they will shoot extra like pictures for you. And Vizcaya provides us with different swimsuits, so you can shoot more than one look. So it's a great opportunity to really build your portfolio.
Definitely. I feel like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Some people come back like 3 times in a row, and I
Yes.
recommend that, but I always see so much growth from these girls. Like they blow up on social media, they get signed with agencies, like they always make it. You know, like if you want to be a model and pursue modeling or even influencing, I feel like this is like the starter pack,
Yes,
like the
it
boot
is.
camp.
Yep, because you get a lot of opportunities to
Yeah.
even create content for different brands because of all the sponsors that we have.
Okay,
So,
speaking
yeah.
of, okay, we're gonna like fast
Yeah.
forward ahead and then we'll come back to this year.
Okay.
But the lady code thing this year, how did you
Yes.
feel about that? That was new.
I love that. And I didn't even know that was going to happen. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this. Like I had my schedule planned out, and then like you're like, we're gonna have a contest. I was like, oh my god, I love this.
Yes. Yeah. So people that like don't know what's going on, we had a competition on social media. For 3 girls that were competing in Vizcaya, and you could opt in to be casted. We chose like handpicked 2 girls, and 1 girl won by popularity. So it was a 3-girl campaign, which is going to be like the official Lady Code campaign for the new Sunrise to Stardust body oil, which we love.
Yes, I love it so much.
Oh my gosh.
Lasts forever. I was wearing it for like 3 days straight. I took a shower and I was still glistening.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't come off, but like in a good way, because you're like dewy for a long time.
Yeah, it's not sticky or anything. It's just you're prepared to glow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And your content was so good. So like I handpicked you. I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I think I messaged you and I was like, she understood the assignment. So do you have any like tips for people on creating good quality content? Because you're one of those girls that like consistently like gets it every single time.
Honestly, I feel like you have to have like a certain eye for it. But if you want to create quality content for a certain product, go on TikTok. TikTok is the new Google. Search that product up, type UGC after it, which is user generated content, which is mostly content specifically for that product versus like people trying it on or reviews of talking about it, so you can see different ways of how to shoot a certain product. So that's how I build my content.
You do have the eye for it, because when I saw your video, I'm like, this is what like somebody that has a brand and a product wants to see, is like a close-up shot of the product, how you're using it close up, you know, not far away, and then like the final result. Like there's just specific frames that we're looking for, and you just like got it. I was like, wow. So yeah, that was so fun. How was your photo shoot with the girls?
Oh, I loved the photo shoot. Bryn and Natasha, we talk on Instagram almost all the time. We just collaborated on a post earlier today.
Oh really? Oh my gosh, I love the 3 of you together. It was such a perfect trio.
It was such a fun experience. I wasn't expecting it at all, honestly.
Really?
When you reached out to me, yes, I didn't know that we were going to be shooting during our Vizcaya competition.
Oh yeah, and like that day, I was like, okay, in 1 hour, come down.
Yeah, so that day was our photo shoots, our interview, and then we had a break, and then we had like dinner, and we went out later.
And then like a surprise campaign.
Yes,
shoot.
like
no pressure, it's just a billboard.
But this Vizcaya Swimwear, I brought along my mom and my little sister. So they were there with me, and I was like, okay, we have free time, let's do something. So when you hit me up, we were leaving the Miami Zoo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, we need to drive back right now. Like I cannot miss this.
Oh my god. I'm so glad you made it on time though. That was perfect. Which like setup was your favorite? Because we kind of moved around with like 3 different looks. Yeah.
I loved like us in the nude bikinis shooting with the products all together and individually. Yeah, I feel like that really sold the product.
I think so too. Those are the ones that we ended up using a lot of. I thought the sparkly ones would be really good. My second favorite has to be like the dress in the water.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were the first one that like went in the water in this like sequin gown. I'm like, you're gonna be really uncomfortable, but just go.
Right, I love it. I can't wait to see more pictures and for the billboard to come out in New York.
I know, I'm so excited. Okay, so back to Vizcaya this year. What did you do differently, and how do you feel like you improved to capture the crown?
I feel like I just came in prepared just because I knew what was to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
This year we were sent out a schedule beforehand, so that also helps preparing. So like meet pack and
Yeah.
what to bring. And I just felt like having my family there too was like
Mm-hmm.
a big motivation for me, and it took away a lot of stress just because I wasn't there by myself. So
Yeah.
I like I don't know. My family's my safe haven, so if I did have feel bad about my interview or anything like that, I could vent to my mom, and she would like
Aw.
take that stress away from me.
Yeah.
So I always had fun, like coming back to my room and seeing my little sister, and she'd be like, "Oh, we just went to the pool." I'm like, "Oh." she's 4, so we're 20 years
Oh my
apart. So yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
Oh, so cute.
yeah.
And
So
I
she had
love your
lots of fun.
mom.
Hmm.
Yeah. How was your interview this year? Did you feel like you like got better at
Oh my gosh,
interviewing?
yes, my interview was so good this year. I interviewed with 4, was it 4? I think, yeah, 4,
I
3?
don't
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know. Everything was a
know.
blur. But we had an all-woman judging panel, which I
Mm-hmm.
loved. And they were just super friendly. They wanted to know about my personality and what I do for modeling. And it wasn't hard at all.
That's
Yeah.
good. And like cheat sheet for Vizcaya girlies competing, like it's a vibe check.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, friends told the judges, like, would you go to Mexico with this
Yeah.
girl for a week?
Mm-hmm.
Vibe check. And do you see her on a billboard? Those
Mm-hmm.
are like the 2 boxes we had to check, and like that's pretty much it. It's not
Right.
about like anything crazy. We
Yeah.
don't like dive deep into, anything. It's
Yeah,
just to
there's
make sure we
no
can hang
need to
out.
be nervous at all. Yeah.
Awesome. And then how was like walking on the runway? Did you like it
Hmm.
in like the tent this year? Or did you
I
like the pool?
did. I did. I was so the way the Sagamore is set up, they have the main building and then they have the separate hotel building that's by the pool. And this year my hotel room was the one by the pool, so I had the balcony and I was like looking over at the pool. I'm like, why is the runway not out?
Oh,
I'm like, the show is in like 2 hours.
oh my gosh.
And then I finally went down and I was like, oh, it's gonna be under the
Yeah.
tent this year, and I loved it.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like it looked more high end. I feel like
Yes,
a
I
lot of
love
the
the
like
screen, the LED
mhm.
screen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and look at
Yeah, it
videos
was everything.
because I feel like the production this year was amazing.
I think so too.
Hmm.
The seating, the tent, that was just in
Yes.
case it rained and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It was looking like it was going to rain too.
I
I feel
know.
like for the past like 3 years,
It
it
always
either,
rains. And they're
yeah.
like wiping down the
Yeah.
runway with a towel, like right
Yeah.
before the show
Mm-hmm.
starts. So we're like, no more pool.
Right.
But the
Yeah.
LED was awesome. Are you
Mm-hmm.
excited to see yourself on that screen
Yes,
next
I'm super
year?
excited to see what content we just create throughout the whole year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. So talking about your year and going into that, like what are
Hmm.
you the most excited about? There's a lot in this prize package.
Yes. Honestly, I have no idea what to expect. I feel like you guys could be like, "Oh, we're going here." I'm like, "Okay, like let's do
Yeah.
it."
Well, one
Yeah.
exciting thing is that
Yeah.
Angel is stepping up as a director
Yes.
now. So how
Mhm.
is that working with her and not like me
Yeah.
and fronts directly? Because we can be a hot mess.
I know you guys are busy, so I love how I have Angel here
Hmm.
with me, and it really helps since she was a previous title holder to give me insight. So if
Yep.
I do have an idea, or if she has an idea, we'll talk about it first before we'll bring it up to you guys
Yeah.
and see like, hey, do you think that they'll agree with this? And we'll like talk about it. I'm like, no. I'm like, let's move on,
Oh.
or like let's
Oh
think
my
about this a little
gosh.
bit
Wait,
more.
give us an example.
Well, I mean, we haven't really talked about it yet, but
Okay. But yeah, it's good to have like
yeah,
that like
yeah,
filter and be like,
yeah.
Angel knows us like
Mhm.
literally she's like a sister to me
Mhm.
now. So she definitely knows us really
Yeah.
well. So she knows. I'm really excited for
Mhm.
that. So okay, I'm trying to think like you have multiple billboards in Times Square coming up. You have a
Yes.
magazine cover that you're shooting for today.
Mhm.
You have a trip to Mexico to shoot the new collection,
Yes.
and you're designing your own
Mhm.
swimsuit. I think that's all I can think of, but I'm sure there's
Right.
more. Did I miss anything?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
What are you the most excited for out of those things?
Hmm. Well, I really can't wait to see these billboards just
Yeah,
because I'm gonna have multiple.
I know so
Yeah, I'm like,
many.
oh my gosh, it's like a
Yeah,
mama I made it moment.
yeah, Supermodels
Yeah.
Unlimited provides these
Yeah.
billboards for us. They're
Mhm.
so amazing. They're such a great partner to work with. And last year, Angel had like 2 at the same time in
Mhm.
Times Square.
Oh
So there's like
wow.
a gigantic one here and then like
Yes.
one across. And I'm like, okay, your billboard's up there. Okay, now over
Yes.
here. And we're like running
Yeah.
around in circles in Times
Mhm.
Square. So we'll manifest that
Right.
for sure. Okay, so applications for Vizcaya are open now.
Okay.
So we do want to announce that. And if you want to sign up, you can go to MissVizcayaSwimwear.com and walk in Miami Swim Week. All of the things, and live your dream life, right?
Yes, manifest it.
Literally. So you manifested
Yes,
this.
I
saw on your
did.
stories. Okay, so how did you manifest winning Miss Vizcaya Swimwear?
So I subconsciously put this into the universe during our last podcast episode.
Really? Do you think it was during this episode?
It was.
Here?
I found a little clip of it where we were talking about me modeling, and I was describing how lifestyle modeling is, and I said specifically, like, if a brand like Vizcaya Swimwear wants me to model for their website or their bikinis, and only the Vizcaya model does
the
that.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like when you ask the universe for like one thing, God will be like, "Oh no, I can do so much better." It's crazy,
right? It's really crazy because I was at the time I was chasing the Miss Mississippi USA crown, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna give you top 5, but there's something better for you."
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And it was like you had like a top 5 curse. You know, there's always like a first runner-up curse. You know, and like girls get stuck in that cycle. How was Miss Mississippi USA?
It was a lot of fun, actually. I love Greenwood Productions. I competed for Miss Florida USA in the past, and this production, we were able to have a full dress rehearsal, which also like isn't always guaranteed during pageant rehearsals. And I loved how they really gave us the opportunity to put on our evening gown, put on our swimsuit, practice with the capes and sarongs on stage in real time, because it kind of it prevents that fear of like, oh my god, what if I like step on the cape or anything like that. And like during prelims is usually your first time you're doing this in real life, so I loved how we were able to practice during rehearsals.
I love that. And how do you place top 5? What placement exactly were you?
I got 4th runner-up.
And that was 4th runner-up at Earth too, or 3rd runner-up?
I was 4th runner-up at Miss Earth USA. So I have that 4th runner-up curse like you're talking about.
Right, literally. But placing top 5 at Earth USA can be a blessing because now there's like a little trend going. So if you make top 5 at Earth and you go to Miss Vizcaya, right? There's like a high chance you'll win. Yes. Right? It's not a coincidence. It is a coincidence. Tell me about like what you were like growing up, like your family life. What were you like as a kid?
Oh, I was very shy as a kid. I grew up as the only child, and I have absolutely no cousins, no...
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I have an aunt. She has no children.
Oh my god.
It's just me and my generation. But 20 years later, my sister was born. But growing up, I was the only child. Wow. So I was very shy, did not talk to anyone. I broke out of my shell probably around like 5th grade was when I started like talking to people, having friends. My mom was the cool mom. She's a young mom.
She's still a cool mom.
Yes, she's still a cool mom. Yes. But she was always that mom, like, you want your friends over, they can come over. Or like we had like a spring break party. I was like the hostess with the mostest growing up as a kid.
I love that. So everyone wanted to come over.
Yes, I'm glad that I had that opportunity growing up. With my background, I'm Black and Korean, so my grandma is from Seoul, Korea. Wow. So I love to have that Asian heritage background. So she's really instilled being a strong woman, just because she's immigrated over to the United States about like 40 years ago.
Wow, by herself or to get married?
Well, she got married. My grandpa was in the army, and that's how they met.
Oh my god. Yeah. So it's like my parents.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, my mom's Japanese. Yeah. My dad's from Texas, but they met, and then my mom moved here. So. Oh
wow.
Yeah, love can do crazy things.
Yes,
and now we're here. Yes. Do you have a lot of Asian influence?
Oh, well, my grandma, she still cooks Asian food. She goes to a Korean church every Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
She still speaks her language. She reads in her in Korean. So yeah, she's a very strong Korean influence. She actually just cooked fried rice, like homemade fried rice for me and my boyfriend. He loves it. He requested it. He was like, can you please cook this? And he's like, I will eat the whole wok of it.
Oh my gosh. No, it's so Korean food is like next level. Yes. So good. They need more Korean restaurants in South Florida.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They just opened I live in Tampa. They just opened a new K hot pot restaurant, and
Oh
I
my
need to go.
gosh. Yes. New York has the best like Korean barbecue and stuff. Like they have a whole
Yes.
Koreatown. So when
Yes.
we go to Times Square, we're gonna go to K-Town
Yes, we have
after.
to.
Like all the things.
hmm
I'm so excited. So what do you think like helped you break out of your shell? Like what happened in fifth grade where you were like, okay, I'm opening up now?
Um, Honestly, I wanted to be like the popular kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm tired of being shy and like being afraid to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, I had that sense of awareness where I knew like this wasn't okay. Like, I need
Yeah.
to break out of this eventually. Like, I'm in fifth grade. I'm about to go to middle
Mm-hmm.
school. I
Oh,
know kids
okay.
are like mean.
Yeah, no,
So,
the timing was perfect. So like middle school, you're
yes.
like, okay, I'm a brand new person. Did you
Right.
make it? Were you like a popular girl?
I had popular friends, but I also was that person that like hung out with everyone. Like I was a cheerleader. I played the flute, so I was in band. So I like had friends all over. I
No,
just
that's
talked to every.
awesome.
I
It's
ended
like
up talking to
balance. So you were
everyone.
popular.
Yes.
That's popularity.
Yes.
And now you're in pageants, so I'm sure that's like
Yes.
forcing you to break out even more.
But pageants really helped me develop like communication skills
Mm-hmm.
because I would still like just I would only speak when spoken to,
Mm-hmm.
or if you were close to me, I would only talk to you. I wouldn't go out of my way to talk to someone.
Yeah.
But pageantry grew my skills to be able to start a conversation to a stranger.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
I still can't do
Yeah.
that. I still get
Yeah, I
nervous.
still get nervous. Like I know when to like stop the conversation. Like I
Yeah.
won't like talk
Yeah.
your ear off or anything like that.
No, talk my ear off.
Yeah.
It's a podcast. Talk our
only
ear off.
only under certain circumstances.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so are you like more of an interview or on stage
Mhm.
question? Because I know they're both like terrifying.
Right. I like interview just because I know that they generally want to get to know me.
Mm-hmm.
So I versus like on stage question, you never know what you're going to get
Yeah, and
asked.
there's no follow up,
Yes.
right? So like with interview,
Yeah.
they can follow up, and you're like, okay, I'm doing good. You can
Yes.
kind of vibe it out. But on stage question, you finish, and you're
Mhm.
like, did I do okay? Like you
Yeah.
don't know.
And then you're like timed for answering that one on
Mhm,
stage
that one
question, so it's kind
question.
of like whatever is on your mind, you have to like gather these topics very
Yeah.
quickly and hope that you answer it the best to your ability.
Oh my gosh, it's
hmm
so stressful. Thank God Vizcaya doesn't have on-stage question.
yeah.
I had a big impact on that. I was like, no, because
hmm
I can't do it.
right.
I can do an interview,
hmm
but on-stage question, I'm so scared of public
right.
speaking.
hmm
But yeah, maybe I need to do another pageant.
or just do some interview coaching, that always helps
Yeah.
too.
Do you have any recommendations?
Ooh, I love a queen's conversation, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
He's very straightforward and honest, so you do need to have a little
Thick
thick
skin.
skin, yes, but his honesty is what I feel like coaches should
You
provide.
have to.
Yes,
Because, like, if they're just telling you you're doing great, you're never going to improve.
right.
I agree. What is one thing that, like, really stuck with you that you, like, hold on to that he told you?
Ooh. Oh, just be honest. Like he said,
Really?
whatever is on your mind, just say it. Don't try to think of like a perfect pageant answer because 20 girls will probably say the same thing. So
Oh my
you need to say
gosh.
something that's genuine, real, and try to have a conversation with the judges because that's what's relatable.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
actually really good advice. We
Yeah.
should probably charge for that one.
Yeah.
Jimmy needs a
Right?
cut.
Yeah. He's
Did you
gonna
apply
endorse
that?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Did you apply that in your Vizcaya interview? Did you feel like it changed?
Oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
because I wanted to have a conversation with them. I didn't want to sound robotic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you don't know what they're going to ask you. And you
Yeah.
can't lie about questions that they ask about yourself.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
really just have to say what's on your mind.
Have you ever judged a pageant by any chance?
No, I haven't. And
I'll
I
tell
want to.
you,
It's on
robots are the
yeah.
worst. So like there is a thing as like being overcoached, and I
Yeah.
can almost tell like which coach they come from,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like almost scary, like how they're
Right.
so rehearsed and there's like nothing behind the
Yes.
girl, and I'm like, give me something like
Yeah.
substantial. So it really
Yeah.
is a thing. So
Or
being
even
yourself.
from them, like practicing the same question over and over
Yeah.
again, you
Mm-hmm.
start to repeat yourself, and it
Yeah.
doesn't sound real
It's not
anymore.
authentic
It
at
could
all.
be like authentic, but it doesn't. You're like, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, and it makes us
yeah,
uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm
right.
really just trying to get to know you. Like, show me your
Yeah,
personality. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like important. So let's talk about hair and makeup. Do you do hair or just makeup?
I only do makeup.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But I feel like you do your own hair really good.
Well, with the bob, it's a lot easier for me to
Yeah.
maintain. I used to wear my hair naturally curly, and that's so much
I love
work.
that
Thank
look. Oh my gosh. I
you.
was hoping you would bring that hair with you.
We'll probably bring it back.
Yes, please. So any like makeup tips for surviving the summer?
Ooh, yes. Put on primer. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should be putting on primer every time you wear makeup, but primer and setting your skin with setting spray is
Yeah.
key. I use two setting sprays. I will
Oh my
do the
gosh.
I will do a hydrating one because I have dry skin. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to lock in my moisture, but then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that I'll use a waterproof setting spray just in case I'm sweating throughout
Oh
the
my
summer heat.
gosh. You have to
Yeah.
tell us which setting sprays.
Yes. Honestly, I think it's Dialba for the
Oh, the truffle
yes, the
one? Oh my
truffle
god, it's
setting
so good.
spray
I
for
love that
hydration,
one.
and then
Hmm.
I'm using um the One Size by Patrick
That's
Star.
what I thought when you said
Yes,
waterproof. I was like, that's probably the only
yes,
waterproof one on the
yeah,
market.
mm-hmm.
So good. And of course, for your body, you use the Lady Code Body
Yes,
Glow.
yes, mm-hmm.
I think you need more, by the way. I'm
I
gonna like give
do.
you so much more stock for
Yes,
you.
I am probably using it every day in my daily
Yeah, it just makes you
regimen.
look so good in
Yes.
pictures. Is glistening bronze like your shade for
Oh
sure?
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, I'll give
Mm-hmm.
you like 3 more of those today.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Yay! Okay, so before we wrap it up, let me do this or that.
Okay.
Love it. First one is gonna be I'm gonna go backwards because we kind of made these together.
Okay.
Shopping online or in person?
I love shopping online.
Really?
Yes, I
Oh my
don't like
gosh.
trying anything on in store. So if I do shop in store, I'll just buy everything
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll try
true.
it on at home.
Yeah, and then you spend more because like the
Yes.
pressure, like you feel like you're on a
Mhm.
time limit, and
Yes.
we're shy. So like
Yeah.
people talking to us, I'm like, no, I don't need
Yes.
help. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
I prefer online shopping.
That makes sense. Runway or photo shoot?
Photo shoot.
Yay!
Yeah.
And we're like shooting today. Oh my
Yes, I'm
gosh, I
super
can't wait. I'm
excited.
so excited. Coffee or tea?
I like coffee.
Me too.
Hmm.
Or like coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, I only like boba tea, honestly.
We're ordering boba. There's like the
Yes.
best boba place down the street.
Ooh,
Okay, DoorDash after this
yes.
episode. Swim week or fashion week?
Swim week. I
Yes.
can't go wrong with
I know. I was like, you
that.
can't mess up
Yeah.
this one. She's Miss Vizcaya Swimwear.
Yes.
2-piece or 1-piece?
Ooh, two-piece. Yeah.
Mm. I want to know, like, what do you have in mind for your design?
Honestly, I have no idea.
The Jada.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
have
I can
no
already
idea.
see it being like the most iconic swimsuit.
I'm super excited.
I love the
Yeah.
name.
Yes.
Lashes or mascara?
I'm a lashes girly. I
Okay,
can't go
good.
without them.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Lisa Lashes.
Yes.
East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast. I love Florida, Miami, and I love New York.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Do you have a history in New York?
No,
Oh, I just love it.
I've been there a lot. So.
Yeah, it's fast paced.
Yes.
Clean girl or mob wife?
Clean girl.
Really?
Yes, everything's neutral in my
Mm-hmm.
room. Like I love the clean girl aesthetic. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm over clean girl. Like I really want glam to come back. I'm
Yeah.
such a glam girl,
Mhm.
but I like clean girl aesthetic, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like you said, your
Yeah.
house, I'm like, yeah, my room is very clean
Yeah.
girl, but makeup wise, I want that
Mhm.
glam.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I'm both. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, we love
Yeah,
that.
I love glam
Balance.
too, but right now my makeup is pretty like clean girl.
I love
Yeah,
it.
thank
And like
you.
Jada does her own makeup, which
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I get a break. I'm kind of sad because you're so pretty, so I want to do it at least one time.
Right.
But yeah,
Whenever
you're so
we do the
amazing.
full glam, I'll let you do
The
it.
full glam.
Yes.
Should have been today. Okay, so where can we follow you on social media? I think you have like 50 accounts now.
Yes, you can follow me at the Jada Kelly for my personal Instagram, but for my new Instagram, you can follow me at Miss Vizcaya Swimwear.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you follow Jada and stay tuned for all the amazing things she's going to be doing as Miss Vizcaya Swimwear this year.